Hello there, Ali Pallies, and thank you for joining me today. Now, you will have seen from the title that James Charles spoke to me, and I'm going to just show you what took place when this happened, okay? Aren't I beautiful? Look at all my lovely colours. Don't you just love me? I'm so gorgeous. You really are. Oh, I love all those colours. Just think what you could do with those colours. All different looks, all different outfits. It is just wonderful. That's right, you've got me, girlfriend, you've got me. I'm just so irresistible. Yes, you are. You really are. Do you know what? I think I want to get you. That's great. Do you know what? I'm going to look great on your granddaughter. What do you mean, granddaughter? I don't have a granddaughter. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you mean your niece? No, I didn't mean my niece. I meant me. I'm going to get you for me. What? Yeah. No. What do you mean, no? Oh, come on, you know why. Do I have to spell it out for you? Yep. I think you're going to have to. Are you telling me you really don't know? Yep, I'm afraid you're going to have to spell it out for me. I'm for younger people than you. Hang on, that's a bit ageist, isn't it? Look, you've only got to look at YouTube. Have you seen the videos? How to make up mature skin. Do I look like a palette for mature skin? You look like a colourful palette, full stop. Everybody knows that when you're over 30, you should stick to browns and taupes. And there's only 2 of those in this palette. Well, I'm sorry, I don't agree. And what's more, it's 20% off you right now. And I don't think you can afford to be telling me who you want to go on. Listen, girlfriend, you're old. Get over it. Listen, boyfriend, you're 20% off. And I'm getting you. Okay? Over and out. Now just shut your lid. Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. Now, if you've joined because of the clickbait, I'm very sorry. And I'm going to get some haters. Go ahead, press dislike. There's plenty more people out there putting videos out that have never met James Charles. And so go ahead, do your worst. But please, try and be kind to me, really. There is a serious point about this. There's a couple of serious points I wanted to make. I think a lot of us have had conversations with palettes like this. I said, and I did have that dialogue with James Charles. This James Charles. That dialogue of, I can't get you. I'm too old. You're for younger people. And then, of course, he was 20% off. So I wanted to have it because basically it's got a lot of colours in it. And it will match potentially a lot of different outfits. Okay? And I wanted to try it. And once it was 20% off, I thought, why not? And I suppose the serious point of this is that a lot of us look at palettes like this and the way that they're marketed. And you've got to think, if some of those colours were in a Charlotte Tilbury quad, you might be more inclined to buy it. Marketing has a great influence on who buys stuff. And if any of you have seen my good friend Pamela, She has been really, you know, going for it. And when I say going for it, I don't mean to be patronising. There's no reason. Pamela has been doing, she's been doing a lot of Jeffree Star palettes recently, and she calls it Granny Does Jeffree Star. Her words, not mine. I would never call her Granny. And there's no issue with it. I mean, she's confronting other people's misconception. There's nothing to say that you can't wear colours when you're older. But there is that thing in society, and I think there's that thing in makeup that seems like this is young makeup and this is kind of more refined makeup. So today I want to challenge that. Before I go on, I would like to say that Pamela has actually inspired me to do this video. It was watching her video the other night when she was doing the blood sugar palette that just made me smile, and she looked absolutely stunning at the end. And she also has done a video of the blue blood palette, again really stunning look, and she's challenging those perceptions, and it made me want to challenge them too, because I want everybody to get away from this, oh you're old, let's put some nice browns and taupes on you and shrink away, and all that attitude, because it just is wrong and it makes people feel less confident about themselves. Makeup should make you feel confident, and you should wear colours that make you feel confident, full stop. So thank you, Pamela, and please follow Pamela on Granny Makeup and Skincare After 65, and I'll post a link below in the description bar. Now, for those of you, if you're still watching and you haven't left by now, and you're typing your angry comment at me for clickbaiting you, this channel is about beauty and makeup, and I believe in that. I'm passionate about it. And yes, I kind of got into watching all the drama this week about James Charles and Tati, because it's a bit like watching a car crash. You can't help yourself but watch. But I just want the beauty community to get back to doing beauty. And I do worry, not about this, I'm not going to comment about this specific situation, but just in general, that things are going to get really out of hand one day. And that is going to affect everybody else doing these videos. People like myself, people like Beauty and the Bees, people like Granny Makeup and Skincare, all these little channels that are in comparison to these massive millions, you know, and I probably only got as many subscribers as James lost and Tati gained in 5 minutes. But those are the channels that bring you content. They're not sponsored, they're not earning any money out of it, but they're giving you their honest opinion. They're not getting $2.5 grand per video, and yet they'll be the ones I can guarantee that will be affected if something goes badly wrong. So I say, bring back makeup and skincare in makeup videos. We have a place, and I am not going to get into all the tea, as they call it. The only tea you're ever going to see on my channel is a cup of tea in my hand during my lives, or possibly during these videos. So I hope by now all the haters that hate me for clickbaiting them have now left, and all I'm left with is my Ali Pallies. And I'm going to show you that you don't have to be under 30 years of age to use the James Charles palette, and you don't have to have lovely wonderful skin, or you know, whatever. That actually colours can look good on all ages, and we are so affected by marketing that I was put off buying this for a long time, but given that there's 20% off at the moment, I thought, why not? Okay, so let's get going with this look, shall we? Okay, Jack's in now, but I'm going to do, first of all, with the Morphe palettes in general, they tend to be a lot drier than some of like Charlotte Tilbury formulas, or Natasha Denona, or Pat McGrath. They're a lot drier, and obviously this one is quite pigmented. So for those two reasons, I have made sure that I have primed my lids with Charlotte's Magic Away. Now, I'm not going to set it with powder. I'm going to set it with this top shade in the palette, which is called... It's got one of those plastic things that tells you the names. It's called Canvas. Okay, so it's this one up here. I tell you what, I'll just show you in between each one. So I'm just going to set my concealer with Canvas. Okay, so next I'm going to go in with Punch Me, which is a really good transition shade. That's what probably some people want to do, having logged onto this video. Not my Ali Pallies though. So you can see it's a really good transition shade. Now when you actually break down this palette, it's not as scary as it looks, because you've got kind of your neutral transition shade, you've got your setting shade to set the whole eye, and then you've got your different colours, and the colours are kind of grouped together. So if you actually break it down, I will show you later once I finish this look, it's not actually as scary as when you look at the entire palette. So now I've got to decide what colours I'm going to use, and that's going to be the trickiest part of this look. Okay, I'm going to go for a pinky purple today, but I will do some more looks using this palette so that you can see that I know that you've seen me in purple before, but that's what I'm drawn to. But I will continue and do some more looks later on in the week so that you can see me using some green looks, some blue looks, some red looks. And it will help probably for you to see this palette broken down into sections as not as scary as it initially seems. So first of all, I'm going to go over that transition shade with this pink shade, which I shall put here. Okay, so this shade is called Pinkety Drinkety, which is one of his recent videos. But when people were going on to see his subscriber count going down, that was the actual video that was coming up, Pinkety Drinkety. So I'm going to use Pinkety Drinkety to go over that transition shade and start to turn it a bit pinker. And just to say, I'm making light of the situation a little bit, because I want to get back to makeup, but actually there is a serious side to this, and I'm not making light of that because, as I said, potentially things could actually really blow up and become very even nastier than they have now, and I just don't want to get involved in that side of things, because I think there's enough people talking about it that just don't know anything about it. Anyway, so that is Pinkety Drinkety. So it just adds a bit more pink to that transition shade. And then I'm going to gradually build it up, and I'm going to go in with the shade next to it, which is actually quite bold. Okay, so with the same brush, but taken a little bit further down, I'm going to go in with Love That, which is this gorgeous cerise shade. And I'm going to go in quite carefully to start off with, and because I can always build it up. Now, because they are a drier formula, you might find that you need to spend a little bit longer blending. Okay, but just be patient. They will blend. It's just that they are drier than perhaps some of the palettes if you've used a lot of kind of Pat McGrath or some of the recent Charlotte Tilbury palettes, they're quite creamy. This, along with a lot of morphe palettes, is a lot drier. But as you can see, if you just keep going and wiggling it around, it will actually blend out very nicely indeed. And I'm just going to put a little bit more in there and build it up. And then I'm going to carry on doing this and do the other eye, and I shall be right back in a second. Okay, next on in, I'm going to go in with Escape, and that's a dark purple, and I'll put the picture here. Okay, I'm going to go in with a pencil brush and do my corner trick, and this is very pigmented. As you can see, I love it, because a lot of the time when you get, I've got a MAC purple that looks this colour, but when you put it on, you really have to work hard to get any decent pigment out of it. So I'm pretty impressed by this, because this will really help to build up that corner and give you a bit of definition on the eyes. I love it. And don't worry, I'm going to do my usual thing of placing it first and then blending it out. So I'll put that there. I'll blend out one eye on speed dial, and then I'll do the other one off camera. That is delicious. Just need to get a little bit more on there. Okay. Okay, and again, be patient. They will blend eventually. Just might take a bit longer. I'm just going back in with my MAC 217, and I'm going to hold the skin taut, and I'm going to wiggle the brush. Okay, and I'm going to take the same shade underneath just to join it up. I will focus later on a bit more on underneath my eyes, but for now I just want to make sure that I join this up, because otherwise it's going to look a bit daft. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this shade. Okay, so the shade is Skip, and I'm going to take a blending brush, a flat brush, I should say, sorry, and I'm going to press that onto my lids, and I have a feeling this is going to be very pigmented. Oh yeah, very pigmented indeed. Now I'm just going to leave that in a corner, just that in a corner, because I don't want it to be too dark in the inner corner. Now I could play safe and go over that with a purple shimmery shade, but I'm going to show you that you don't have to play safe and you can have fun with colours. So I'm going to go in with this shade right here. Oh yes, hello, hello, that's the shade I'm going for. And so I'm going to take it with my finger, and I'm going to put it over the top. Now what will happen is where the pink is underneath, it will kind of look a bit pinky purple, but where I've left that little space in the corner, it will look blue. So it will give you that graduated look, and then on the outer corner you will see the purple. Can you see the smile on my face? The other thing you can do is leave the middle blank and just have the blue in the middle, and then the mixture either side if you're doing this look. And then I'm just going to finish off the top part of my eyes with I'm going to go back in with the transition shade and a clean brush, just to get some of these edges to kind of blend them away to nothing. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with Punch Me, which will help me to blend out those edges. In fact, Loki is such a formidable foe, he was the reason the Avengers had to assemble in the first place. It was his attempt at conquering. And I forgot to put my apron on, which would have been a good idea today. Can you see how that just takes the edge off the colour? And then on the top, I'm going to take a clean brush and I'm going to use this shade here. Okay, so I'm going to use the white, which is called Flashback, and that is going to be brilliant for just highlighting under my brows. And don't be worried about it being white, because it will mix with your skin tone. Unless you put loads of layers on it, it's not actually going to come out white. It's going to come out a bit brighter than your skin tone and give you a lovely highlight. Now, I'm not going to highlight my brows with a shimmer shade because I've got the shimmer going on my lids and I don't want to overdo it. That's where you can get the balance. I don't want to overdo it. I've got what's interesting going on my lids, like so. All right, and now I'm going to go underneath with that same clean brush. It's kind of flat brush, and I'm going to smudge some colours out underneath to kind of give me a little bit more going on underneath. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this purple shade, which is called Artistry, and I'm just going to take that underneath. I'll just put which colour it is here. Okay, I'm just going to take that on a flat brush and I'm just going to use that. It's a bit shimmery, but I'm going to use it to blend that other shadow out a little bit more. About 3/4 of the way along. And then to match what's going on top, I'm going to take that blue shadow again, which was called Hello, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of the white to make it just a little bit lighter. See, so it's not matching, it's a sort of lighter version of that blue. Watching her thwart someone as powerful as Thor with such ease means that she's hands down one of the most dangerous and most. And I'm going to use that again, mix with the blue and a bit of the white. I'm going to press some of that in there, so it just gives you a bit of a hint of blue rather than it being bright blue. So it looks like this is reflecting onto the inner corner of your eye. That's where the artistry comes in. It's a bit like painting some scenery. And I just want to add a little touch more of that blue in that corner, because I can see more of it on my other lid than I can on that one. That's why when you've got hooded lids, you kind of need to relax your lids a bit so that you can see whether or not I just want to get that bit further over, so that when my eyes shut, it looks a little bit more even. You see where I'm trying to get that in? That's better. Yes, so you can see it. Right, and I'm just going to blend this in with my pinky, this part here. Alright, and then because we've got all these lovely colours, why reach out for an eyeliner? You've got plenty of eyeliners here. You've got black even. And I'm going to mix the purple and the black to make me a nice dark purple eyeliner for my top lid. So taking that darkest purple and the black, I'm going to go in with a Real Techniques liner brush and just pop that on the upper lid, and I will put this on speed dial. Now what I'm finding is that the black is too dry to be a really good eyeliner, so I'm just going to wet my eyeliner brush and I'm going to go in again. Okay, now as I'm getting excited about this palette, I just want to add a little bit more interest underneath. So I just went in with that very dark purple under my eyes. But as I come towards the centre, I don't want to put that light blue, but I do want to put some blue just to add a little bit more interest. So I'm going to go in quite lightly with this liner brush, which I've just cleaned off, with this colour. And I'll put the colour here. Okay, so this is called Playground. And I'm just going to kind of merge that in this little bit here. Just in that little section of my eyes. Just that it looks like it's reflecting into blue. And the reason I'm doing that is because I wanted to get a bit more blue going on underneath, because I want to use my NYX touch of blue in the waterline. So I want to give it the impression that that is a reflection of my waterline. I'm going to take it a bit further along so that it kind of really merges in a bit more with the purple. So you can't see where the purple started and the blue ended. It's better. Okay, I'm just going to get my NYX blue pencil, which is my new NYX one that I was telling you about. And I'll be right back. Okay, so this one's called Baby Powder. And it's got a hint of blue in it. So it's perfect for this. This eye is watering a bit because it's very high, the pollen count in the UK today. Okay, now I'm going to do my upper waterline with some black just to accentuate the eyes a bit more. And I'm going to put some nice thick coating of primer and mascara on my lashes and curl my lashes with my Surratt curlers, which I did yesterday and really made a difference. And I shall be right back. Okay, there's the eyes done. Now, as I always say, pigment is pigment. And there's so many shadows in this palette that I'm going to carry on, and I'm going to use a couple of shades to do my blush. So I'm going to pick these two colours here. I'll just put them up. Okay, I'm going to mix Mary and Literally together to give me a kind of deepish. The two mixed together won't be a deep blush actually, and hopefully this will work, because I don't like putting bright pink blushes on when I've got very bright eye look. So I'm just putting these on and I'm just blending it in with my setting brush from Real Techniques until I'm happy with the colour. Again, you have to blend quite well, but just be patient. And then the other side. So there's a dash of pink in this, but it's also quite peachy, so it doesn't look overwhelming on top of the eyeshadow. And then I'm going to pick myself a highlighter. Okay, and for the highlighter, I'm going to use Sister. No bye sister here. Hello and sister. Hello sister. So I'm going to use Sister to highlight. Now, because these formulas are quite dry, I am going to spray my face afterwards with some Prep and Prime, just to take the powdery look off and give me a bit more of a glow on the face. And actually this works quite well. You can use this quite lightly, but you can use this down your face like so. Now, I did put a little bit of Hoola on beforehand, but I'm now going to adjust the Hoola to put a bit more on, and I'm going to put a bit more concealer now I've got my eyeshadow on. And once I've done that, I'll be right back and we'll finish off with the lips. Okay, to finish off, I've chosen my lipstick. I'm just going to go in with Supersize Me on my lips. I have sprayed my face with MAC Fix Plus. Now I'm just going to use that to line my lips, because I don't want it to disturb the colour too much. Because next I'm going in with Bosworths Beauty, which is kind of going to go with this pink. But to cool it down a little bit, so that the attention's drawn more to the eyes, you could actually use a nude lipstick, but I'm going to cover it because I want glossy lips. I'm going to cover it with Portobello Girl, which is in one of Charlotte's iconic looks, and it's in the ingenue look, and this normally goes with Coachella Coral. Okay, but I'm going to put it over Bosworths Beauty. And there you have it. There's my finished look. Nice pink look. I asked my son, can your mum do James Charles? And he said, no, you can do better than James Charles. So there you go. So that's probably got rid of all my viewers saying that, or maybe not. Maybe they're now my fans.
Maybe all the people that unsubscribe from him are your fans now.
I wish a tiny percentage had come to subscribe to me. But anyway,
1 million?
so I'm gonna go. I hope you've liked this look, and most importantly, I know this was a fun look. I'm not making light of the situation, but I wanted to actually use this as an example of marketing, and how when you're over 30 even, that you shouldn't be put off by colour. You shouldn't think that you've got to wear brown eyeshadow because, you know, basically that's only what young people wear. It's also about, you know, I think hopefully I've created today a kind of classy over 30s, definitely a lot over 30s look, for the more mature lady. So bye bye sisters, bye bye Ali Pallies, and I'll see you soon. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. Say bye, Jack.